I was already a student here, and the faculty members in kinesiology were the ones that really started talking about it. I'm like, what is Title IX? And so they explained to us what it was and how we were going to have all these opportunities. I'm like, yes, finally, we're going to get our chance.
The original bill didn't even say anything specifically about athletics. It was all about equality for all individuals and their ability and their right to participate in education programs that are funded by the federal government.
I was where I was supposed to be at the right time, and Title IX was a big piece of that because it was a federal legislation that came through that really gave girls a voice. Everything sort of, for myself, sort of started to fall into place with the rhythm of the law and the rhythm of more girls wanting to participate. And so and the whole idea of getting a scholarship to go to college, you know, and play basketball was like, oh my gosh, this is like a dream.
When I was growing up, women's soccer was just kind of coming up collegiately, and that was in the 80s, 90s, when people started really investing in their soccer programs at the collegiate level. That wasn't overnight, so that was fought for back in the 70s for us to have the rights. We forget these things, you kind of assume things they are the way they are, which is why when you have some of those role models that came before you that can attest to when times were different, I think that that's a really important piece in remembering how fortunate we are to have it.
Even though Title IX didn't affect me personally in my sport of figure skating, I'm so grateful for it because I've been in sports for 30 years and I have seen all the athletes I've worked with that would never be able to be doing what they're doing. These unbelievable athletes in volleyball and basketball and soccer and track and golf and tennis that would never have these opportunities. And the way it's changed their lives and the way that they've made their families proud, they've made themselves proud, they're making society a better place. And we read now that, you know, something up to 80% of the top CEOs that are female were athletes.
Already, I think across the board in any sport, a woman, you know, is overcoming obstacles to do what they're doing. And to have that equality gives you the opportunity at an education, at a professional career, and you know that going in, that opportunity is there and available to you. And I think that gives you the desire and the drive to go after it.
I always will have this experience to be a college athlete because of Title IX and be able to go to a school like USF. Like, I don't know if I would have been able to afford this type of program if I didn't play a sport.
I came in, I studied business, entrepreneurship, and innovation, and I had some of the best professors, some of the best classes, a great classwork environment. You know, the class size wasn't that big, which allowed me to not only focus more, but build a great relationship with my professors. You can't say you went to college and all your professors called you by your first name, but I can genuinely say that, and that's special to me.
It changed the lives of so many women myself. I couldn't even imagine what, you know, my life would be like had I not had the opportunity to get an education, to travel the world, meet people from all over, learn new languages, and it all was because of Title IX.
You know, sometimes I do think, though, women tend to get almost a little complacent that, okay, so we are supposed to have these opportunities instead of making sure that all of this goes on and that we continue to gain respect and continue to work for everything that we have. But I can't imagine not being able to get a scholarship just like my male counterparts.
I heard someone say the other day, well, why do we need Title IX anymore? Come on, you know, 40-some years ago, we don't need this. There's equality in it, but there's not at the end of the day. There's still levels of discrimination, and men are working just as hard to make sure Title IX is important as women are making sure it's part of our everyday lives. And for Title IX, if you look at it, you think, wouldn't you always want this law in place so that the generations after us know this is what our country stands for? These are what our humans in this country stand for, which is equality.
We still have to fight for those things that are important to us. So we still have to fight for equal opportunity to play, equal pay, I mean, we can go along the list. So Title IX has opened the door for so many opportunities. There's lots of pioneers that have come before us to create opportunities, but the work is still there. And many of us still need to continue to do it, and people need to continue to pick up and keep working, you know, pushing that envelope, pushing that line.